Okay, hello everyone. And now, if you are not attending this specific lecture, usually more students attend lectures. Then the first thing I want to tell you is the amount of material that I've been discussing in the last 2 weeks or 3 weeks is enormous, which means that if I talk for 1 hour and 5 or 10 minutes, this is equivalent to 2 or 3 lectures in class because, there is no communication. There is talk and talk and talk and talk from my side. So we still have like 10 lectures and we are ahead of the material. So I might be giving you some times off from class. I will be like last time I told you class will not meet because I had something to do. I could have skipped it, but because of the extra time that I have, I said, why don't give them free time for students to do something else during the lecture time. Second thing that I had problem too is with finding an assignment to do the risk material. You see, I've been explaining risk material, and I have 2 other sessions coming to explain risk. But then I said that when I give a program as an assignment, it can be done with 5 minutes or 1 minute. You just copy paste the requirement to ChatGPT, and then it will give you the answer. And then you submit it, and then I tell you that this is AI generated, and you say, طيب شو يعني? No. Or you change a word or two, or you change something in the comments, and so what? In this assignment 6, guys, for the material, I tried to do something new. And I wrote as an assignment, as a start, that's it, as an assignment. Write a RISC-V program to check if any given sequence of zeros and one numbers using Sentinel is palindrome or not. Example, if I give him this data, then he will say, yes, is palindrome. If I give him another data, and it will say. Why I'm saying this? Because, you see, we can do this palindrome on string, as you remember. A, B, A is palindrome. We did both of them, I think, in Java. And at that time, thanks God, ChatGPT was not there to help students, or maybe it was, but it was just starting, I believe. So this can be done using AI, very simple, very easily, guys. So what is it that I can do extra to teach the material, to make you learn the material? Then I thought of the coming. I don't know if there is a better way. Wait a minute. Before this, guys, I asked ChatGPT, give me a question in RISC-V exercise that I can give to students which you cannot solve for them. And he said, are you telling me a joke or something? I can solve anything. So yes, it can solve anything. But why we are learning material like this? Why we are learning from programming? This is a more difficult question all in all. Why we are teaching Java, blah, blah, blah. It's not time to discuss this, and I have not a convincing answer this way. I'm not convinced this way or that way to convince you. So let's stick to the material of this semester and learning RISC-V material. So I insisted on asking this question, and I said, this can be done so you can learn from this. Do it with the input given in the data section. Okay, great. If you say that to ChatGPT, he will do it for you. طيب ماشي الحال. Then ask the same question for ChatGPT, and then prompting the user for the numbers. So you give 1, then 0, then 1, and then 0, and -1 finally. So, and then do it using a stack. So these are 3 different solutions for the same problems. Now, what is the point out of this? In this case, you are not writing the program because he will write 3 programs for you. But you are learning different styles in RISC-V programming, just like learning the 3 methods in Java. Java can do it in 3 different methods also. What will be your job then is to go through these 3 programs and tell me what you have learned from this. So you go through these 3 solutions and you tell me, wow, I have learned how to input data from the user. You remember we saw the 1, the 4, and the 10 functions. What is the function name that will allow user to enter integers? You should have learned that when you do the program this way. So if you write the 3 programs and you go through them, understanding them, that will be enough for me. So you don't have to write the program from scratch. When you understand them, all what you have to do, what you submit is, you submit a paragraph. Points, guys, paragraph in points. This is not mentioned here. Points. So I think it's function 7, guys. Function 7, equal will treat 7 as an integer input from the user. Great. So you tell me, what did you learn from stacks? Where does it stack starts from? Which location in memory? Does it go +1 or -1? Okay. You might say, I might give the 3 programs to ChatGPT and tell what's the difference. Well, the difference might not be exactly what I'm asking for. This is the trick here. The trick is, what is your understanding? You might say, what is your understandings from these problems to ChatGPT? He might give different questions, and I'm asking you exactly for what I want from you to learn from here. New functions that are stated. How stacks are being treated in this problem. How the input differ between problem 1 and problem 2. Again, if you want to use ChatGPT to help you do this, fine with me. But you have to understand them and write them in your own paragraph. طبعا you will not write that paragraph using ChatGPT. This I can figure out and I can give you a 0 for the assignment. So you write this with your own language, and then you will be responsible to answer these questions in your exam. I, out of this, can ask you to write a small program. طبعا internet is out on your exam, and most probably if I want to introduce this, it will be in the final exam, not in the second exam if we do second exam. I can ask you for a small problem that uses prompt message, enter 2 numbers from the user and find their sum. I gave you in the samples how to add 2 numbers. They were in the dot data. Now I am combining this program given user and the add, so it will be simple, just like I did with the IAS machine in exam 1. I tried my best to do this as a teaching method helping you to understand and work. It's due on Thursday, so because programs are there, you just see what's new, how it's being done, and then you write that paragraph and submit it. How do you write it? In Microsoft Word, in text document, any which way you like. Just submit it as an answer to your to the assignment. Okay. Do you have any questions on that? Great. No questions. So this assignment, and as I said, is due on Thursday, 2 days only. And I'm asking you to use ChatGPT, guys. ChatGPT to solve them and learn from the solutions. Okay. I have this. Do I leave it at the bottom? Yeah, why not? Let's leave it at the bottom. I have this, guys. Open in Notepad, right click, open with Notepad. I told you to study these. I don't know how many of you went through them, if you had the time, if you have the patience and something. And this is a program written in RISC-V. And the question here, and it could be, guys, something that I might ask you on the exam. So I might ask you to write a program or to do something like this. What is this? طبعا هيدي it's not there, it's not supposed to be there. And here, I would ask you, name the program. What is the program doing? And label each of these instructions. So here, you will have to write a comment, what this program is doing. So edit, undo, and here you write average of elements in an array using given array length. So after you go through this program, you have to write this line. This is a sample of what can I ask you on the exam, guys. You have to figure out what the program is doing, and then I want you to do a comment next to each line in the program. So what's happening here, guys? My array starting address of the data is put in T0 present starting address of my array moved to T0. Okay. Now what? You see, this is loaded into T0, but load immediate in T1. T1 is to be used later for accessing the address here. T1 will be used here, guys, not 20. So this would be the first element, load first element of my array in T1. So this is the address of the array. This is the 11, guys. I'm teaching you RISC-V, and at the same time, I'm telling you how to answer the exam if something like this is shown on your exam. Okay, this means that you really understand the language. Whether you do your assignment using ChatGPT or not, from here on, it doesn't matter a lot. Because even if you use ChatGPT, you have to understand what each line is doing, and this is good. and this is fine with me. T2, load word. Now take the 5 and put it in T2. This is the size of the array. You didn't know that before, so you couldn't have written this line before you understand the code. صح? So in this case here, load the size of the array in T2. In this case, it is 5. Okay. Now, load immediate T4. What do you think this is? This will be used for moving from 11 to 20 to 30 to 46 and so forth and so on and so forth. Load 0 لأنه it's immediate, guys. Load immediate. So 0, load 0 to T4. What to be used, we will see later. خلص هلا أنت you don't understand what's going to happen later with T4. But load 0 on T4. Load immediate. This is from addressing modes that we have seen in the material. Okay. Loop. This is something new. This is something I didn't talk about last time, guys. In my samples, there were no loop. So now I'm introducing loops. So in your assignment, you have to mention that, well, we are using a loop to do this palindrome. Loop is a label. So this is a label to jump to. أنت ما بعرف, I don't know, but it's a label. And here now, guys, anyone, I'm gonna wait for a second for someone out of the audience to tell me. Let me see if I can move this back and see how many participants. While you are thinking, guys, what do I write here? Then let me see if I can move this this way. Yes. And let me see if I can check participants. Where are participants? I have 7 participants. Great. 7 is not like the 13 or 14 that I used to see. But anyways, any of you guys can write for me the comment here. Can you write the comment? You can chat with me. I give you two, just like in class, guys. I give you time in class. The problem here, when you are doing online, you cannot sit silent for 2 minutes, giving chance for a student to answer. So I'm gonna do it anyhow now for 1 minute. And this is why my lectures are way ahead of time schedule for the course, because I keep giving information without getting feedback from you. What will I write here as a comment?
Load, what is in T0 and T3?
Yeah, by why? In T0, why you are setting this? T0 in T3, T0 in T3. What will be in T4, guys? What will be in T3, عفوا? What will be in T3? T3 equal how much? Let me ask you this. T3 equal how much? T3 equal how much? What's in T3? It's whatever T0 is pointing to. T0 is pointing to my array, and offset 0 يعني the first number in my array, يعني it's the 11. So T3 is equal to 11. Look at this, guys. Offset 0, this will change in a minute. This will change supposedly in a minute. Then I cannot always add 11, 11, 11 if I'm finding the average. So T3 now is 11, which is the first. And T4, tap, tap, T4 equal T4 plus what, guys? T4 is what? We put 0 in it. Load immediate. T4 is equal to 0 plus whatever is in T4. T4 plus whatever is in T3. That's 11. Put them in T4, so this is 11. What is this? The accumulator. The accumulator. T4 will serve as an accumulator, guys. Okay. Look now. This is very important. Hello. Now, who's going to tell me what this is doing? What is this doing?
Up,
Come on, guys. Think for a minute and tell me.
updating
T0. Yes, sorry, Mark. Fadal.
updating the offset to move to the next.
Exactly. Exactly. Thank you very much. Thank you for joining in. This is always helpful for me, guys. T0 was pointing to my ARR, similar to load to 0. You see? T0 was pointing to my ARR. T1 is pointing to my AR also. I told you, load first element on T. No, load the address. The address of first element in T1. The address of this. So now we are taking the address, we are adding 4, yani add 4 bytes to address in T0. هلا مظبوطه مش هيك؟ ايه مثل ما قال مثل ما قال مارك مثل كانه updating offset. ايه مش هيك قال بلا updating offset of data. كله بيمشي as long as you understand what's happening. Okay. Now what are we doing here? This is easy. Who's gonna say, guys? Add immediate. T1 was set to 0. Wait a minute. T1. Wait a minute. T0. We said T0. No, لا T1. T4. Add 4 bytes. Yes. No. بلاش تخبص أنا. T0 is not the address. We are using T0. No, هلا ICC T1. كان معي صح. I always do this, guys. Load the first. أنا no. لا هيدا كان غلط. أوه. كمان هيدا غلط. Load. Like load immediate. مش load something else. Load 0 to P1. My mistake one more time. This is programming. We go back and forth. It's simple. I don't know why I think of that, guys, sometimes, and I write something that is not convincing. But load immediate 0 and T1. خلاص. هلا I understand why did I do this wrong. Because I see T1, we're adding only 1. Load immediate 1 to T1. So this is like T1 equal T1 plus 1 plus 0. This is 0 plus 1. Put it in T1. Like T1 equal T1 plus 1. T1 equal T1 plus 1. T1 is 0. So now T1 equal to 1. And why I'm doing this? Because this is the counter. Okay. So we have the accumulator in T4 and we have the counter in T1. Why I'm doing both of them? Once you do this, guys, you know as a programmer that it sounds like counter and counter, accumulator and counter, I'm driving toward the average. We are not sure yet, but you can tell from here that we are driving toward average. Branch not equal, most likely. Let's see. What's in T2, guys? T2 is the size of the array, so T2 is 5. Now, compare T1 with T2. T1 is equal to 1. T2 is 5. Not equal, so go back to the loop. So, this is like what, guys? For I equal 1 to 5. Here it is. Not equal يعني to 6 guys. كأنه we are doing 0 to 5. بس هون بلا we did 1 to 1 2 3 4 5 5 inclusive. These are 5 numbers. Branch not equal, as long as not equal, when it gets to 5, let me see, will it take 4 numbers or 5 numbers now, guys? Will it take 4 numbers والله لأنه عم أقول branch not equal, as long as it's not equal. So 5 is not inclusive. At 5, don't branch anymore.
It's 0.
So, but because it starts from 0, thank you, Mark, yes. Because it starts from 0, so we are going to 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And this is exclusive. خلاص ما عاد في ضرورة نقول inclusive لأنه we are doing from 0 to 5. We started with 0. Mark, do you agree with this? Mark?
0 to 4.
To 4. 4 يعني ما نحن بنقول less بالجافا. Yes 0 to 4 بس ساعتها بدي اقول inclusive صح ولا لا؟
Yes.
This is I'm writing in Java يعني less than 5 to 4 inclusive. Yes, both of them are correct. Yes, thank you very much. 0 to 4 inclusive, but in Java we say as long as it's less than 5. Anyways, good then. Anyway, now here obviously we are learning how to divide. So T4, which is the accumulator, divide by T2, which is the counter. Wait. What T2? They are the same, guys. Look, you see here, I could have said T1 here لأنه the counter was T1, but anyways T2 كمان is going up to T2 اللي هو 5 هاي. So this might stop at 4, at 5. So I'm taking this 5 اللي هي T2 and I'm dividing by T2 for security. We can try it, guys, and see if both would be the same لأنه branch not equal, it means they are equal. So whether I put here T1 or T2, this is programming and you are beyond that, I am sure. So here, result, average, result of division stored in T4. Now we go back to how do we print result, مش هيك? What was the function to print numbers? Okay. Move. هلا في عندنا كمان remainder, guys, بعتقد انه I'm taking care of that. So let's see what's gonna happen. Move T4 اللي هو الجواب الكوشنت into A1. Load immediate A0, 1. You remember what was 1? For printing integer. Printing an integer. I said this before and I remind you. And this is what you might find when you are doing the different functions that you might be using or ChatGPT is using to do different things, guys. But mainly printing an integer is A01. Printing a string A0 you store 4. To exit we have used 10 and we're gonna use it now to exit. هي عليك 10 كمان. 11 is to maybe something about characters, guys. What else? If you want to print in hexadecimal, it's a 34. If you want to enter a number integer from the keyboard, I believe it's 7. This is you have to figure out and write about. Fine. Having said that, guys, whether you put this before or this before, it doesn't matter. Yani, whether you prepare A0 قبل ولا, similar programming like you are doing Java. Sometimes sequence of instruction, one can go before the other. And then you call, remember, this will call, this is a function call to what? To whatever is pointing by whatever being stored at A0. Since it's printing, it will print A1. So it will print the quotient without the remainder, guys, without printing the remainder. And finally, it just put the 10 in A0 and then equal, and it will terminate the program. Of course, I can copy paste it to RISC-V simulator. I told you how to do this last time. It's on recording, so you can go and review it. But I'm not gonna put time in there. Hopefully it's running code, and I tried it before. The idea was to introduce a new instructions to practice more, so you get to be used more with the syntax, and introduce new things, as I said before. Loop was first time introduced, simple loop and something. So I might save your file, save, no, we change things in there. And this is gone. And if I go back here, what do I need to do? Loops, similar to this, guys. It's the same way. What can I teach you? Something new, guys. Load bytes, you can do it. If we want to do character by character, you are responsible for this on your own, guys. You are responsible for this on your own. How do we load character by character? So if you have to run this and you have to understand it. And instead of asking you to add 2 numbers, I might say as simple as this on your exam, guys. Compare if 2 characters are equal to each other or not. That's it. They are simple issues, but this will tell me during the exam whether you have been following with this or not. Other things you should be. ما في غير هول, guys. A loop, I just mentioned loops in here. You can see if I did loops in different ways. And now I'm going to go to the second RISC. Let me move this a little bit هيك لحتى أشوف هاي. I think I showed this. If I not, let me just make sure that I did it. If I go back here, did I show this RISC2? Yes, it is there. So now you can see them, guys. And you can see them. And this is minus, and all this, guys, is there. These are notes just for you. If you want, this is handwritten notes, guys. So this is my handwritten. This is where I got these numbers from. Sample explaining in something AUB. I did explain AUB PIC last time. So this might come handy if you want to understand it more. Average with Sentinel, بدل number, come in another program, but how to get to a Sentinel rather getting to a number of numbers. Now, if we want to divide with the remainder, let's see how we keep a remainder, guys. Even though this is not very important, but just to show the difference, guys, in programs when it comes at the end. Look, I'm interested here, guys. After the division, where did I do divide? Add I equal, add I, add here. You get the remainder, guys. You get the remainder. This is the division, and this is the remainder. Very simple. Well, I might not ask you about this. Most probably I will not ask you about this at any time, guys. But things are, even if you want to learn them on your own, they are not difficult. So there is like this module function in Java and in C++ and in Python. They all use the percentage sign as module. And here the remainder, and then you are printing it. Remember, A0 and 1. وبعدين load, guys, I'm using here the AD. I'm telling you, you can do just like writing any other program in high-level language. You can say C++ or C equals C+1. So this is the same idea here. You are printing the remainder. This is enough for that. Let me put the remaining time, guys, in something that is of different issues. Factorial using functions, palindrome, palindrome on strings. Let's see this one. And it would be nice, maybe I'll do it next time for functions. You remember that after we introduce in Java basic code, then we go and we learn functions, and then we go to arrays. Here, we have used maybe ChatGPT, in your assignment will give you, will show you how to use arrays, guys. It would be interesting, there is a space in memory, and then in that space, you will be reading a number, and then you store it in that location, and then you use it. It will be something interesting to read your paragraph and your points on this assignment. It can teach you a lot when you are doing it in 3 different ways. Anyway, open with Notepad. Okay, here. Come in. If we want to do the same, then you have to be able to do this. Now we are doing palindrome, but using strings. This we have done in Java, and everybody knows what are the steps. يعني لأنه sometimes I might give you a program that even in Java you cannot solve. But لحد هلا يمكن there are students who, if I complicate the algorithm a little bit, you might not be able to find the solution. When you learn new language, guys, we use simple ideas that we know how to solve. The question is how to do it in this language. And remember me when you go to the market and start working, guys. What I'm doing now is similar to what you will be facing in real life when you have to move from Java into some other language that you have never seen in your life. It's a programming language. It's a high level but it's a new syntax. So you still keep asking yourself, how do I do this here? How do I do this here? How do I do this here? Okay. Now, this is only a message with a backslash n to as I've said before, this is not palindrome message, and this is what I'm checking, and this is supposed to be palindrome. So if we go very fast, what you will see is a loop, like more than one. Jump to not palindrome. Here, what do you think this is happening? What is this is checking, guys? Checking first and the first minute. This is like in Java. The first check, when you see one character from the beginning and one character from the opposite side from the end, once you find them not equal directly, you jump to not palindrome. Directly here, if I want to write here something, then I would write the following. Any two, what do we say here, respectively, any two matching, any two characters at respectively, any two respectively يعني شو يعني respectively guys؟ يعني الزيرو مع آخر وحدة، ال1 مع n minus 1، ال2 مع 2a، any two respectively characters هون not equal ايه uh, jump to not palindrome and finish, not pal and finish. Here it is. What is this doing guys here? What is this doing here? Sorry. What is this doing here? لأنه I jump to not palindrome guys. When I jump to not palindrome here, so I figure out that the second and n minus 2 are not equal. Then I jump here. Obviously, I'm putting 4 to print a string, remember, in A0, and then call equal, do equal. What are you printing? You are printing whatever this message is showing. What is this message? مثل hello world guys program that we did last time. It's the same hello world program that we did last time. So you are printing this. طيب هيدي very easy. I'm printing not palindrome. What is this doing? Someone please tell me. What is this doing? Is it a must or I can delete it? What? Someone please. Why I am writing this line of code there? If I delete it, will it still work? No? No answers? You see, we even face this in Java. You remember sometimes you write a program and then if you don't break or if you don't return or if you don't jump over the second message, then it will write not palindrome and then it writes palindrome. We have seen this in Java. I remember when I explain if or else or searching or not searching. So here, after printing that it's not palindrome, you cannot go and print palindrome. If you let, it's not only assembly language guys, even it's high level programming language, Java or Python, if you don't do anything about it, it will keep going. It will keep going. So once you finish with this part of the program, it will continue and it will do palindrome message. يعني بصير الجواب not palindrome or palindrome. So your program will work for palindrome correctly لأنه you are not going over this. هيك هيدي jumping to وين بتقول jump to palindrome guys. It doesn't say. كمان this is another question. So jump to not palindrome here, and if you do these lines of code, then you skip this by doing jump to finish. This is unconditional jump, guys. Unconditional jump to skip palindrome message. You like that? Yeah. So how do we write palindrome, guys, then? How do we write palindrome? I don't see how do we write palindrome. Where is the statement that will come to palindrome? كله non-palindrome وjump to next, and this is the reverse, and wow. And look at next. Next will jump over this. It's a very nice program. You write it very easily in Java. Can you figure it out in here? Once you see, you have I and J, مش هيك? I is moving +1 and J is moving -1. When I becomes greater than J, يعني it means خلاص you finished with checking all the characters. This is why I say we know the solution for this. So now you can imagine Java and you are going 0 and n, 1 and n minus 2, 2 and n. Once I becomes greater than j, it means I finished. So when I get that, I jump to PAL. I will not write this anyways. I will just do the call and finish. I would like you to go through this. And it's going to be similar in your assignment because you are doing the same. But instead of taking character by character and moving character by character, one character from right, one character from left, and one character from right, comparing them. Now, what are you doing? You are reading two numbers, 0 and 1, or 1 and 0, or 1, 1, 0, 0. You compare them, and then the same. Yani, it's going to be similar here somehow. This will be similar here. Then once you find two numbers in your assignment that are not equal, you jump to not palindrome. When do you say palindrome? When you finish all the numbers. So actually, the idea is the same. The difference is how you move character from left, character from right, and how you move number from left and number from right. Okay. Do you have any questions, guys? Do you have any questions? We can go with this بس خلص كله the same. Move وadd direct وadd indirect you should know what this everything is. Look here, cancel the minus character لأنه it's a character at the end of the data, guys. Here this is a character, so you don't want to include it. You have to do it by hand. طبعا high level language. Now also one more thing, guys, to learn is that you appreciate high level language programming. It will help you to get rid of these things. لأنه the compiler did the changes for you and put it in machine language. Do you have any questions? Okay, I'm gonna stop here. On Thursday, I will do the last thing, maybe introducing functions and maybe some other ideas, but there are hundreds of ideas that you can learn. Hopefully you'll teach some of them, teach yourself some of them from the assignment that I gave you. I am going to now stop recording.